being on our side.
Thanks for the invitation. That's my shirt.
Okay, we're ready to get started here. I'm Don Donaldson, Martin County Administrator. Our county staff and community partners have been proactively preparing the community for this storm, and we hope your preparations are complete. As you know, we have still continued flooding in the areas of Jensen Beach. The Savannas is quite high. No house flooding, but certainly street flooding, which leads us to a situation where we're vulnerable to more wind and damages. Today, we have our FPL partner is ready for this storm. It's important to know that our region could experience a significant number of outages for a prolonged period of time. FPL is urging customers to be alert and stay safe. The company has 17,000 men and women from 40 states standing by to help get our lights back on. Once the winds allow, crews will be back on the roads, clearing debris, checking traffic signals, and getting our roadways open, and also inspecting areas that did receive damage to make sure that nobody's harmed, and if so, get them to shelter and to hospitals as needed. No matter what Milton brings to Martin County, I can assure you our staff is ready to respond. We are pleased to have Congressman Brian Mast, Senator Harrell, Representative Snyder. In addition, we have Sheriff Will Snyder, our Fire Chief, Emergency Management Director, and our Commission Chair, Harold Jenkins, Vice Chair Hetherington, and Commissioner Campy. And with that, Congressman Mast, please, sir.
Yeah, thank you. The governor has put in place an unprecedented amount of preparation on one, so just want to thank him for that across the state for wherever the storm may hit. That includes our area as well. Beyond that, we look at it and we say the governor also did a tremendous amount of work helping other states with Helene, and that creates a situation where you now have other states lining up to help Florida as well. That's something that we have going on our side. For my office on the federal side, your district staff, your staff in the state of Florida and in Washington, D.C. still stand by ready to help with literally every service that we normally provide, from Social Security to VA and all points in between, as well as anything related to federal emergency management, National Flood Insurance Program, anything related to that. If it is more of a non-event for our side of the state, we have our resources prepared to assist those on the other side of the state, those representatives that will be certainly overwhelmed with the request for assistance, and that's what's going on our end.
Thank you so very much for holding this press conference and for keeping our citizens informed. This is what the state of Florida does. We have had all too much practice, especially in recent years, but the most important thing we can do as a state, from the state Senate point of view, from the governor's point of view, and the House point of view, is really be prepared. The number one rule: be prepared. And I'm hoping that everyone has their plan in action right now. I can tell you, as the Congressman said, the state of Florida, our governor has been there. We are active. We're now at level 2 here. We may go to level 1, but the state is prepared, and we will be here for you after the storm. So any questions you have, if you need assistance at the state level, my office will be available to you. And I want to repeat the number. I did it last night. It is 772-221-4019. We will be here for you as this storm moves through and afterwards. Thank you.
Representative Snyder.
Thank you. I know that we've had an unprecedented number of individuals move to Florida, and so I just want to quickly address those of you at home right now who perhaps this is your first storm. The most important message in all of this is to stay calm. Certainly do not panic, but do listen to your local, state, and federal authorities as this storm continues to move across the state. I know our office is available, and our staff is standing by should you need assistance. Also, please take this time to know who your insurance agent is, have your property insurance information handy. If there is an event or damage that does take place, make sure that you have everything on the front end with pictures so you can file those claims promptly and timely. Be safe, and God bless. Thank you.
Sheriff Will Snyder.
Good afternoon. I think we've had some good news so far today. The storm does seem to be tracking away from us. It always makes me reflective, though, when I think about where do I wish the storm goes and how do I pray. I can't pray that it goes and hits somebody else. So I'll start off by saying this. Our good fortune will unfortunately be somebody else's misfortune. We have already been tasked by the Florida Sheriff's Association to a mission. We have a mission number. So as soon as the winds die down enough here, for us, we have a rapid response team that will be moving west. Our first deployment will be to Pinellas County, which they do expect catastrophic damage. If the storm does tilt back our way, we are fully staffed and then supplementally staffed for tonight. We have your back before, during, and after the storm. If there is an emergency throughout the night, no matter what the winds are, the Martin County Sheriff's Office, along with our good partners, the Martin County Fire Rescue Services, will be coming to you, so you don't have to worry about it. If your electricity goes out, no matter what happens tonight, if you need us, we're coming. We have heavy-duty vehicles. We have a SWAT carrier that can get out in high winds, deep water. So don't be nervous. I thought Representative Snyder, who actually grew up around the sheriff's office and slept here many a night as a child, he might remember, well knows that we don't stop because the storm is out there. We'll respond throughout the storm. I'll close with this. I think the most important thing for all of us is that most of us are okay. We're situated, we're well, and we can get through most of the challenges of a storm like this. But we all have neighbors who can't go through it as well. Elderly people. That single parent that you know has a handicapped child at home, a special needs child, maybe elected to stay back. Take a look for your neighbor. My deputies can't be everywhere tonight. No matter how hard we try, no matter how much we upstaff, we can only be so many places. So look out for your neighbor. If you have somebody that you know has a problem, might have a problem, think about that now. Maybe go over next door and tell them you've got their back, and then maybe you'd be the one that would have to call. And then as I close, I would like to take a note of personal privilege. Chief Deputy, soon-to-be Sheriff, and now Sheriff-elect John Budenseek is in the back. Lord willing, John, the next time we do this, it'll be you, and I don't have to do this again because this is the end of our hurricane season. Thank you all. God bless, and please be safe.
Sally.
Sally Waite, Martin County Emergency Management Director. We are still currently under a hurricane watch and a tropical storm warning and a tornado watch as well. There is a potential for localized flooding and tornadoes this afternoon and tonight. And as Don mentioned about the tornadoes, we did have a touchdown on the ground near Port Mayaca. I think that has just recently passed, but so we're already into the tornadoes. We want you to be safe. If that's in your home, we want you to hunker down and continue to monitor the weather and information from our EOC. If you're undecided or planning to go to a shelter, please do that sooner rather than later. There are 4 shelters open and there's no need to wait. We are asking you to please be at the shelters by 5 p.m. because the weather will be getting much worse after that. We have 1 special needs shelter, 1 pet-friendly, and 2 general population shelters open and ready to help you settle in. For more information on our shelter locations and what to bring, please visit martin.fl.us/shelters. The Community Information Center is open for 24 hours to answer any storm-related questions, and that number is 772-287-1652. And for the latest updates, residents are encouraged to visit our county website and follow us on social media channels. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Chad Chanchuli, Fire Chief from Martin County Fire Rescue. I think you've heard a lot of different safety messages here. So what I want to just let the community know is Martin County Fire Rescue, we're not shutting down. We're open now, we're open during the storm, and we're open after the storm. So if I had to give a safety message on top of everything that was already shared, I think the biggest message I want to share is this. During the storm, stay indoors. There's no need to go out. You don't need to sightsee. But the biggest thing is after the storm. After the storm, if you do not need to be on the street, give us time to get out there and service the community. Give us time to get out there and see what damage is out on the streets. Let us mitigate that, and we will let you know what the community looks like post-storm, and then you'll be free to roam then. Also, the beaches. The beaches, this is when time people love to go out there and frequent the beaches because of the activity of the water. What I'm asking you to do is, if you don't need to be there, don't be there. We do not have any lifeguards on those beaches. They are unguarded, so please refrain from going out to the ocean. Other than that, stay safe. If you need us, you call 911. We're going to be there. Thank you.
Commissioner, Vice Chair.
Good afternoon. I'm Stacy Hetherington, Vice Chair of the Board of County Commissioners. Welcome to our Emergency Operations Center. And as you've heard from the previous speakers, we have an amazing team of professionals that are working around the clock here to keep everyone safe in Martin County. So you've heard the professional safety advice of the speakers before me, and we have been through these storms before in Martin County as a lifelong Floridian and a native of fourth generation Martin Countyan. We've been through many storms together. And the great thing about our community is we're resilient. We pick each other up, and know your county will be there before, during, and after the storm. Heed the safety advices, be prepared as possible, and Martin County will be there for all of our residents. That's what makes it so unique and such a wonderful place to live. So be safe, God bless, and please know that we are fully prepared and equipped for this county to handle the storm.
And we're available to take any questions if you have any. Yes, sir.
You had mentioned earlier some sort of flooding or lots of water in the area of the Savannah Preserve, I suppose. Can you elaborate on that or be a little bit more detailed about where you guys are seeing that?
Well, I think if you go on Jensen Beach Boulevard right now, there is water in the westbound lane, and that is from the Savannahs. That is the elevation of the Savannah, so which goes all the way up to Fort Pierce. So essentially, from water from Virginia Avenue and that drainage area to between US 1 and Indian River Drive, all of that rain for the last several days has filled up the Savannahs, and it comes out to ultimately to Warner Creek. And
so are any of the residential streets there flooded or impassable because of that?
we have Green River Parkway has been shut down because it's flooded. There are neighborhood streets in the Jensen Beach area to the east of the Savannahs. There are some areas that, even though you see some topography, we have Highline Drive is often, we have to pump that when it fills up, so the groundwater is coming up from underneath, if you will, into various neighborhoods and running to the east, as well as draining south into the creek. No homes are flooded at this time, but it certainly proposes a risk that if you have significant rainfall, we just need to be on top of it and just be prepared.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Well, thanks you so much for, one more? Yeah.
Well, if no one else is going to have a question, the tornado in Fort Mayaca, can you elaborate on that? Where did it touch down? Was there any structures damaged?
It just happened, within, I believe, an hour, and so we don't have any reports of any damage at this time. That's ongoing. We haven't had any reports of injuries, but certainly we obviously that'll be updated. We responded. The state notified us. The National Weather Service notified us that a tornado had formed, and I believe there's also been some images out there, but we have not had any reported injuries or damage at this point. You do have, Sheriff? You have
We have no reports of damage on that tornado, but I just got a text. 2 tornadoes have touched down on the Martin Grade out in Palm City. So maybe as a closing thought, even though we may not get sustained winds, we are definitely under a tornado advisory or warning. That means 3 tornadoes have already touched down, and the very worst of it hasn't even begun. So you can keep that in mind and be as careful as you can. Any questions for law enforcement, fire, anything else?
You mentioned the grade. You're talking about
714 Martin Grade.
West of how far west of 95?
Yeah, Will's question, how far west of 95 on the grade? I don't know, Will, but I would say anybody out there in that Palm City area, for some reason, Western Palm City, Myakka, we're seeing the tornado action now. That's 3 confirmed.
Well, thank you for coming and helping us report to our citizens. Thank you.